All right, today we're going on a journey, a really incredible one. We're diving into the history of Maharashtra, this amazing state on India's western coast. And trust me, its story goes back millennia. So yeah, let's just jump right in.
Okay, let me kick things off with a question for you. What do you think ancient temples, I'm talking about temples carved straight out of solid rock over 1,000 years ago,
What do they have to do with a legendary warrior king? A king who took on one of the most powerful empires of his day.
and the world's biggest film industry? Like the most massive, most productive movie-making machine on the entire planet?
I mean, right? Those sound like three totally different worlds. How could they possibly be linked? Well, believe it or not, they are all absolutely central parts of the incredible story of Maharashtra. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now, connect all those dots for you. So to get started, we've got to go way back. I'm talking more than 2,000 years ago. Long before the maps looked like they do today, this whole area was basically a cradle for these really powerful kingdoms. And they're the ones who laid the groundwork for everything that came after. Just take a look at this timeline. It covers over 1,500 years. That's just an incredible stretch of history. You start with the Satavahanas way back in 200 BCE, and then you see the succession of powerful dynasties, the Vakatakas, the Chalukyas, the Yadavas. Each one brought something new to the table, art, language, ways of governing, and together they built the cultural foundation of the entire region. And here's the thing, these kingdoms didn't just rule, they built. And what they left behind is just breathtaking. It's a legacy that was literally carved right into the stone of Maharashtra's mountains. You can see this incredible artistic and engineering skill in places like the Elephanta Caves or the absolutely mind-blowing Kailasa Temple at Ellora. I mean, just try to picture this. An entire temple complex, not built up, but carved downwards out of a single massive piece of rock. It's almost hard to believe it's real. And of course, it's no surprise that these are now UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Their importance is recognized all over the world. Okay, so let's jump forward in time a bit to the 17th century. This is where the identity of the region really starts to take shape, because a new, powerful force emerges on the scene, the Maratha Empire. And right at the heart of this empire is one person, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Now, he wasn't just any king. He was a true visionary. He used these brilliant, innovative military tactics like guerrilla warfare and ran a surprisingly modern and progressive government. And with that, he stood up to the mighty Mughal Empire and actually carved out an independent kingdom that would go on to change the course of history for the whole subcontinent. But the story of Maharashtra isn't just about kings and battles, not at all. It's also a story about big ideas, about these huge social and spiritual awakenings, and these were led by people who were championing some truly revolutionary thoughts. You can really see two big waves of change here. The first was the Bhakti movement. Think of it like a spiritual revolution, where you have these amazing poet saints, people like Jnaneshwar and Tukaram. They were spreading this message of love and tolerance and equality, and they were doing it in the language of the everyday person. Then, centuries later, that same kind of energy, that same spirit, it sparks a whole new kind of reform, this time a social and political one. And this is where these incredible visionaries step up. You have Jyotirao Phule, who fought for education for everyone, and the brilliant Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who fought tirelessly against the injustices of the caste system. I mean, these guys didn't just change Maharashtra, they helped build the very foundation of modern India. In fact, Dr. Ambedkar's work is a core part of the Indian Constitution to this day. And that fire for justice, it absolutely fueled the struggle for freedom. That powerful phrase right there, Swaraj is my birthright, that was the battle cry of Bal Gangathar Tilak. Swaraj, it was this radical idea of self-rule, the idea that Indians should be the ones to govern India. And that simple phrase, it became a rallying cry for millions of people all across the country. All right, let's fast forward again, all the way to the modern era. And you know what? Maharashtra's influence hasn't gone anywhere. In fact, you could say it's exploded onto the world stage, especially when it comes to culture, sports, and entertainment. I bet you recognize at least a few of these faces, right? Whether we're talking about the cricket pitch with the one and only Sachin Tendulkar, or the big screen with global superstars like Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan, Maharashtra has produced these icons who are known and loved way, way beyond India. And yes, speaking of the big screen, Mumbai, which is the capital of Maharashtra, is the absolute heart of Bollywood. And Bollywood is, by the numbers, the single largest film industry in the world. Just think about that. The sheer volume of films, the color, the music, the drama, it reaches every corner of the globe.
So let's bring it all together. Just think about the journey we've just been on. We started with these ancient temples, painstakingly carved out of solid rock, and we ended up with the bright lights of today's global film industry. And I think that's the main takeaway here. The story of Maharashtra isn't just one thing. It's this incredible, complex mix. It's a tapestry woven together from so many different threads. You've got military might, deep spiritual traditions, really radical social change, and amazing art. And all of it comes together to create this powerful, unique identity.
And of course, that brings us to the future. When you have a past this dynamic and a present that's so vibrant, it really makes you wonder, right? It leaves us with one last really fascinating question to think about. What's the next chapter in Maharashtra's incredible story going to be?